Welcome to your exciting journey into MLOps. Think of MLOps as the bridge between brilliant ML ideas and real-world magic. Just like a chef needs both great recipes and a well-organized kitchen to serve amazing food to customers, data scientists need MLOps to bring their models from notebooks to production. Now, let's look at what you'll master. Core MLOps foundations that every tech professional should know. Essential tools and platforms used by top companies. Real-world analogies that make complex concepts crystal clear. Production-ready code examples you can use immediately. Moving to why this matters. MLOps is like being the conductor of an orchestra. You coordinate all the different parts, data, models, infrastructure, to create beautiful symphonies which are successful ML products. Companies are desperately seeking professionals who can make ML models work reliably in the real world. Now, let's check the pro tip section. Every slide builds on the previous one. Take your time to truly understand each concept. Imagine DevOps as managing a traditional restaurant, while MLOps is like managing a molecular gastronomy lab. Both need organization, but MLOps deals with the unique challenges of unpredictable learning systems. First question, what is MLOps and how does it differ from DevOps? MLOps, which stands for Machine Learning Operations, is DevOps for ML systems. While DevOps focuses on software delivery, MLOps adds data management, tracking data versions and quality, model lifecycle, training, validation, deployment, monitoring, experimentation, managing hundreds of model experiments, drift detection, monitoring when models become less accurate. Let's look at the analogy section. If DevOps is like managing a factory assembly line, MLOps is like managing a research lab that also needs to produce commercial products. Second question, why is MLOps important for machine learning projects? Without MLOps, ML projects are like brilliant inventions stuck in a garage. Reproducibility, can you recreate your results? Scalability, handle millions of predictions per second. Reliability, 99.9% uptime for business-critical models. Collaboration, teams can work together seamlessly. Compliance, meet regulatory requirements. Now, the remember section. 87% of ML projects never make it to production without proper MLOps. Think of the MLOps lifecycle as a thriving ecosystem where each component feeds into the next, creating a continuous cycle of learning and improvement, just like nature's perfect balance. Third question, what are the main components of the MLOps lifecycle? The MLOps lifecycle is like a well-orchestrated dance with 6 main acts. Data engineering, collecting and preparing data, the ingredients. Model development, creating and training models, the recipe. Model validation, testing model performance, quality control. Model deployment, serving models to users, opening the restaurant. Monitoring, watching model performance, customer feedback. Model management, versioning and governance, keeping records. Fourth question, explain the differences between model development and model deployment. Let's check the analogy section. Development versus deployment. Like the difference between cooking a perfect meal at home versus serving 1,000 meals per hour in a busy restaurant. Model development. Experimental environment using Jupyter notebooks. Small datasets for quick iteration. Focus on accuracy and performance metrics. Model deployment. Production environment with servers and containers. Real-time data streams. Focus on latency, throughput, reliability. Every superhero needs to overcome challenges to save the day. MLOps is your superpower toolkit for conquering the unique obstacles that make ML systems different from traditional software. Fifth question, what challenges do MLOps aim to solve in production ML systems? MLOps tackles the invisible monsters that attack ML systems, data drift, when real-world data changes over time. Model decay, performance degradation without warning. Scalability issues, handling sudden traffic spikes. Reproducibility crisis, it worked on my machine. Manual processes, time-consuming deployment workflows. Now, the analogy section. Think of it like a GPS that needs to constantly update road conditions, traffic patterns, and new routes to keep giving you the best directions. Sixth question, how do data versioning and model versioning differ? Data versioning, like taking snapshots of your training data. Tracks changes in datasets over time. Ensures reproducible training. Tools. DVC, Pachyderm. Model versioning, like maintaining a library of all your trained models. Tracks model artifacts and metadata. Enables easy rollbacks. Tools. MLflow, weights and biases. Let's check the pro tip section. Always version both data and models for complete reproducibility. CI/CD in MLOps is like having a smart assistant that automatically tests, packages, and delivers your ML models while you sleep. Let's explore how to make your models available to the world. 7th question. Describe the role of CI/CD in MLOps. CI/CD in MLOps is like an automated factory for ML models. Continuous integration, automated testing of code and model performance, data validation and schema checking, model accuracy threshold validation, continuous deployment, automated model deployment to staging/production, A/IB testing setup, automated rollback on performance degradation. Now, the analogy section. Like a smart conveyor belt that quality checks every product before it reaches customers. 8th question. What is the difference between batch inference and real-time inference? Batch inference, like a baker preparing bread overnight for tomorrow's customers. Process large amounts of data at scheduled times. High throughput, higher latency acceptable. Example. Monthly customer segmentation. Real-time inference, like a barista making coffee to order. Process individual requests instantly. Low latency critical, less than 100 milliseconds. Example. Fraud detection during transactions. Let's look at the tips section. Choose based on business requirements, cost, and user experience needs. Monitoring ML models is like being a detective with superpowers. You need to spot problems before they happen. And reproducibility? That's your time machine for recreating any result perfectly. 9th question. How do you monitor a machine learning model in production? Model monitoring is like having a health checkup system for your ML models. Key metrics to track: performance metrics, accuracy, precision, recall. Data quality, missing values, outliers, schema changes. Data drift, statistical distribution changes. Model drift, prediction distribution changes. System metrics, latency, throughput, error rates. Tools, Evidently AI, YLabs, RIs, custom dashboards. 10th question. What is the concept of reproducibility in MLOps? Reproducibility is like having a perfect recipe that anyone can follow to get identical results. What to track: code versions, Git commits. Data versions, dataset snapshots. Environment, dependencies, hardware specs. Hyperparameters, all model settings. Random seeds, for consistent randomness. Let's check the analogy section. Like a time capsule that contains everything needed to recreate your exact experiment. Now the golden rule section. If you can't reproduce it, you don't truly own it. MLflow is like having a personal assistant who organizes all your ML experiments, packages your models beautifully, and helps deploy them effortlessly. It's the most popular open-source MLOps platform for good reason. 11th question. What is MLflow and what are its core components? MLflow has 4 powerful components that work together like a dream team. MLflow tracking, your experiment diary. Log parameters, metrics, and artifacts. Compare experiments visually. Organize runs into experiments. MLflow projects, reproducible code packaging. Define environments and entry points. Share and run projects consistently. MLflow models, universal model format. MLflow registry, model store and lifecycle management. 12th question. Compare MLflow and Kubeflow. Let's look at the analogy section. Think of it as MLflow is like a friendly neighborhood toolkit, while Kubeflow is like an enterprise-grade factory. MLflow, easy to start, minimal setup. Great for experiment tracking. Language agnostic. Perfect for small to medium teams. Kubeflow, enterprise scale, Kubernetes native. Full ML pipeline orchestration. Complex setup but powerful. Built for large organizations. Now, Let's check the tips section. Choose MLflow if you want simplicity and quick wins. Choose Kubeflow if you need enterprise-scale orchestration. Managing data versions is like organizing a massive library where every book, which represents a dataset, has multiple editions. DVC and TFX are your librarian superpowers for keeping everything perfectly organized and accessible. 13th question. How is DVC, data version control, used in MLOps pipelines? DVC is like Git for your data. It tracks large datasets without breaking your repository. Key features: version large files, track datasets, models, any binary files. Remote storage, S3, GCS, Azure, etc. Pipeline tracking, define data processing workflows. Metrics comparison, compare model performance across versions. Let's check the analogy section. Like a smart filing system that remembers where everything is stored and how it changed over time. Now, let's look at a code example. We'll initialize DVC in your project with DVC init. Track a large dataset with DVC add data/trained CSV. Add it to Git with Git add data/trained CSV DVC. Commit with Git commit add training data. Create reproducible pipeline with DVC run ddata/train CSV model pkl python trained py. 14th question. What is TFX? TensorFlow Extended? TFX is Google's production-ready ML platform, like having Google's entire ML infrastructure at your fingertips. TFX components: example gen, data ingestion; statistics gen, data analysis; schema gen, data validation; transform, feature engineering; trainer, model training; evaluator, model validation; pusher, model deployment. Let's check the tips section. Perfect for enterprise TensorFlow workflows with strict governance requirements. Cloud platforms are like having access to the world's most advanced ML laboratories, complete with infinite computing power and pre-built tools. Let's explore how they supercharge your MLOps. 15th question. How does SageMaker support the MLOps lifecycle? AWS SageMaker is like having a complete ML factory in the cloud. SageMaker MLOps features: SageMaker Studio, integrated development environment; experiments, track and compare ML experiments; pipelines, automate ML workflows; model registry, centralized model management; endpoints, one-click model deployment; model monitor, detect data/model drift. Now the analogy section. Like a smart factory where you design products, which are models, test them, and automatically deliver them to customers. 16th question. What is Airflow used for in MLOps? Apache Airflow is like having a super organized project manager who never forgets a task. Airflow in MLOps: pipeline orchestration, schedule and monitor ML workflows; dependency management, ensure tasks run in correct order; retry logic, handle failures gracefully; monitoring, visual pipeline status tracking. Now, let's look at a code example. We import from Airflow, define an ML pipeline DAG with daily schedule; create extract_data and train_model operators; set up the dependency with extract_data flowing to train_model. Great tools are like having superpowers. Jenkins automates your workflows. WNB tracks your experiments beautifully, and monitoring tools act as your early warning systems. Let's master these essential MLOps companions. 17th question. How would you use Jenkins in an MLOps pipeline? Jenkins is your automation superhero for ML workflows. Trigger training on code commits. Run automated model tests. Deploy models to staging/production. Schedule batch inference jobs. 18th question. What are some benefits of using weights and biases? WNB makes experiment tracking beautiful and insightful. Gorgeous visualization dashboards. Hyperparameter optimization. Team collaboration features. Artifact versioning. 19th question. What is the role of Kubernetes in MLOps? Kubernetes orchestrates your ML workloads like a symphony conductor. Container orchestration for ML services. Auto-scaling based on demand. resource management and isolation, high availability and fault tolerance. 20th question. What is the use of Prometheus and Grafana in MLOps? The dynamic duo for monitoring ML systems. Prometheus collects metrics. Grafana visualizes metrics beautifully. Real-time monitoring dashboards, alert notifications, historical trend analysis. Deployment tools are your launch pads for getting ML models into the hands of users. From lightweight containers to enterprise-grade serving platforms, let's explore your deployment arsenal. 21st question. What is BentoML used for? BentoML packages ML models like professional gift wrapping, framework-agnostic model serving, API generation automatically, Docker containerization, cloud deployment integration. Let's check the tip section. Perfect for quick model serving with minimal setup. 22nd question. Describe the use of Docker in deploying ML models. Docker containers are like portable lunchboxes for your ML models. Consistent environment across platforms. Dependency isolation. Easy scaling and deployment. Version control for entire environments. 23rd question. Compare Selden Core and KF Serving. Selden Core, Kubernetes native ML deployment. KF Serving, now Kserve, standard model serving on Kubernetes. Both offer auto-scaling, multi-framework support, A/IB testing capabilities. 24th question. What is FastAPI and how is it useful in ML model deployment? FastAPI is like having a super fast, smart waiter for your ML models. High-performance API framework, automatic API documentation, type checking and validation built in. Perfect for serving ML models as REST APIs. Congratulations! You've just completed an amazing journey through the world of MLOps. You now have the knowledge and confidence to tackle any MLOps interview question. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Keep practicing, keep learning, and soon you'll be the MLOps hero your organization needs.